Okie doke. Hello, Legenddx. You didn't leave any questions. If you leave some questions, then the VOD review can be a little bit more guided, a little bit more helpful. But yeah, so anyways, let's get into it. The matchup is Yorick versus Jax. Looking at the runes, everything is totally fine. If you're looking to explore the runes a little bit, with Yorick, there's really not much to it. If we go something like Conqueror, we really give up a lot of value out of Grasp, especially in the lane. What you can really mix up is the third row here with Conditioning. Some lanes, you can get a lot of value out of Second Wind, and in general, you can put a lot into your early game with your runes and in general in solo queue, but Yorick doesn't utilize it too well, so Conditioning is totally fine. But if you were into a ranged matchup, for example, run Second Wind. It's just going to give you way too much value. Okie doke. So into a lane like Jax, and with the junglers, what you really want to consider in a matchup like this is that, the matchup with the junglers is that you have a farming jungler to kind of a ganking jungler, so Warwick can easily end up topside. So if we end up pushing into Jax, it's kind of going to be into his favor. So we want to play the wave pretty slow. Doke, and then we want to auto the minion and then maybe Q the Jax if we can, because we should have the grass built up. Let's actually go back to even further than that, actually. So like as the minions come, we auto once and then twice. We don't have to auto twice. You should just auto once so that the melee minions are like easier to last hit. But this is just over pushing. We know that Master Yi started bot side. And then luckily, we know that Warwick's starting top, given that Jax comes so late to lane. Okay, and then we don't even get the last hit on the third melee minion. So what was the point of doing all of that? And then if we do it like this, then we don't really maintain our grasp either. So if we maintain our grasp with the last hits as Jax is entering the lane, as we last hit the third melee minion, we will have grasp, and then we can Q Jax. And then if Jax E's, that's still good for us because we can walk away, and then his E's on a very long cooldown. His E is a 14-second cooldown compared to our Q, which is 7. So it's a pretty worthy trade. And then if he does that as well, we also maintain push on the wave, because if he's hitting us, he's not hitting the minion wave. So auto, and then he uses his E. So this is not a good trade for us. We don't have to play it like this fast for the caster minion. Right, so we Q this one. And then if we don't auto the minion again, or auto Jax, then we lose the grasp again. So you have to be autoing something to maintain it. And then, yeah, basically that. So then as you would auto this, you should be trying to escape to the left here. We don't have to go straight down. If we go straight down, we give Jax more distance because Jax is occupying like this area. And I thought I was going to sneeze. And if we move this way, so we auto this and then we move this way, that gives him more distance towards us. Whereas if we auto this and then move this way, then he has to move towards us. And he's going to have less distance given that he's starting about right here. So try to kite up towards the alcove. It's very temporary, where we just move there, and then after his E expires, we move back in. Because this sort of trade is super bad, and then just puts us on the back foot. And then we're just waiting to get pushed in. Doke. And we're building up the graves. We trade grasp, and then we activate the Q. So this is all good. And then we really want to land the dust here. Nice. Yeah, this is okay. Okay. We're doing it. Okay. Warwick shows mid. It's a yeehaw. Holy. Okay, no cannon minion for us, I guess. Jax hits level 3. And then Jax is going to start healing. Nice. Then we get Jax's Q. we throw the E, and then from this position, he's in a really, really bad spot. So we just want to last hit the wave and then kind of see what he does. As he moves back up to the wave, we want to kind of be moving forward. We don't have to commit fully into him, but if we move forward, he's going to back up, and then that gives us a little bit of an advantage, even if we don't like necessarily have anything. Given that we just have the one grave, it would still be fine to walk up to the Jax, see what he does. Okey-doke. So yeah, we're playing this well. Just last hitting the wave, waiting for him to come up. Now, with this, it's like doing it too fast. We have to identify that we don't have enough damage to actually take out the Jax. Like, we don't have enough to kill him unless he makes a significant blunder. So this is not a significant blunder. He's just like walking around the wave trying to get you to spend abilities. You have to wait for him to last hit and then just walk up to him and auto Q, because we can't use the W until he's spent his Q. So if he uses his E, his W, anything like that, then we can use the W on him as we're walking up to him, but we don't want to lead with the W or even the E. And then this makes it where we spend a lot of mana and we won't have lethal on him. So then crashing this next wave becomes a bit harder. And then if Jax wanted to fight us, and then even worse if his jungler was here, we're totally screwed from this position because we have no mana. So whenever the wave's pushing in and you don't have lethal on the enemy, just don't spend your mana, kind of hold things, because our main goal is to crash this wave and then reset, not to just damage the Jax. Now if you have things more in control, then it's totally fine to throw your abilities to damage before you crash the wave, but this was totally not the case. Okey-doke. And then here, yeah, just reset and then TP back. Okey-doke, we come back with Sheen. Jax gets pushed on the wave, and then as we return, it'd be nice to take a good trade against him, but where he has the big minion wave, it becomes pretty hard. Okay, so then Jax Q's forward. Merry Christmas. Q's forward into the turret. W, Q. Okay, and then we're totally dead. And then Warwick pushes out the wave and we miss a lot of XP, so that feels pretty bad. So yeah, normally we won't be gifted a kill like that. Okey-doke, so then we're even in items basically. Jax TP spot, and then we unleash on the turret. Okay. And then another turret plate, and then after that, reset. Because Jax is going to be coming back to lane, this wave is guaranteed to come back to you, and we want to reset because we got a ton of gold right there. We have 1100, and if we stay in lane, we're doing nothing with it. And we can't push out this next wave because by the time we do, Jax should have returned to lane. So definitely just reset right here. No reason to fight the jungler like this. And now we walk all the way back, and now Jax has the option to push out this wave, hard shove it, and we're not going to be back before he does it. So if we do this all faster, ideally we're here before the wave even crashes, and then we can hold the wave with an item advantage over the Jax, and he doesn't really have a say in it, and he's screwed from there. But if we don't do that all fast enough, not only do we not put ourselves in a position to freeze the wave, but we're going to be slower and then miss out on golden XP ourselves. So be really fast with that. As you take the turret plates and the wave is crashed, 2 to 3 waves are crashed, 2 to 3, 2 to 3 waves are crashed, then reset, because basically you push big wave in, big wave's going to come back. But whenever you get a lot of gold and your wave is crashed, you want to recall and spend it and get back to lane. And then that applies to mid, top, mid, top, and AD. Okey-doke. You should just keep your maiden here, have the maiden hit, and then it also gives you an opportunity to throw your dust, and then you just use the one Q if you wanted to get some poke. You don't have to go and help Master Yi with the Rift Herald. Doke, and then back to top lane. Goodbye to the top lane turret. Doke. You want to wait for him to be on a last hit. He's just autoing this melee minion, so he's going to be clicking around. He's not dedicating the auto attack to kill the minion. So really save your W for whenever he's like really dedicated to taking that. So yeah. So with the laning, I think the main thing is know when to recall and set yourself up for one. So basically, if we go all the way back to, when even was it actually? It's way back here. If we go all the way back to here, it's like, don't spend your mana on Jax. You need to know that your goal is to crash the next wave and then reset. So we want to be playing accordingly. So that means like not over pushing this wave so that this next incoming wave is closer to like here, so that it's easier for us to unleash on the minion wave and then actually have it crash, and then we can leave. Because if our minion wave is pushed too fast, then it ends up in front of his turret, and then we can't hit these minions since we're a melee champion, and then we're stuck in lane. So yeah, let me word this a bit different. One, set yourself up for a recall. And then 2, spend gold when you crash a wave. So basically every single time you crash a big wave, you want to spend your gold. So let's skip to the later parts of the game. In general, how you play out the dragon fights is going to be the most important thing outside of laning of how you play the game. With Yorick, you might not even participate in them since, as you probably know, you're just going to be side laning a lot. So let's see how the side laning plays out. Mid game, ideally, your bot lane has swapped with your mid, and then hopefully you go to the bot lane, because a lot of action should be happening on the top side of the map. And if we're just solo pushing top, it's very useless usually, because even if we take this turret, it's very hard for us to continue to like push into the base, because both teams are usually playing around top side because of Baron mid to late game. So we want to be swapping bot side so that we can take out this turret, and then if any shenanigans happens around Baron basically, then we're going to be able to take this turret and then the next turret. And these turrets are a lot easier for Yorick to take, and they're a lot more valuable, given that if the enemy doesn't do anything about it, then we can just push for the end. And if you want to just fight for Baron, then you still have this wave pushing in. So you give the enemy an opportunity to make mistakes through like being there, farming incorrectly, and then you guys could just take Baron. Or if it's the other way around where the enemy's like trying to do Baron, then you could just be pushing down the lane yourself. Okey-doke. So we're resetting, have Divine Sunder, and then we reset back top. Like here would be a situation that'd be very good. So you could reset bot, because Jhin wants to reset right now. He's too low, doesn't want to stick around. If you reset bot, then you claim the bot lane. Your bot lane will go mid, and then Vladimir will go top lane. And then everyone's happy with this, especially where there's no dragon up. So it would have been a very good time for you to reset here, or swap lanes. Because if we reset back top lane, it's very hard for us to achieve anything other than just permanently push the wave. So now we're totally screwed. If you can't farm the wave, it's totally fine to go back into your jungle and farm the jungle camps. Kind of regardless of who your jungle is. Like in solo queue, all the resources are yours. So just take your Gromp, take the wolves, and then if the wave is screwed here, we can just reset and try to do something else. But if we don't do that, it's nice. We do Gromp, we could do wolves trying to gank mid. If we have no CC, like it's not gonna happen. So we don't have Leona here, and Vladimir and Master Yi are like the exact opposite of CC. Okie doke, let's skip to this dragon fight. So we're pushing, we have Rift Herald again, which is nice. and then our team dies mid lane. Jax goes for an all-in. Let's see how this goes. Okey-doke, we summon Rift Herald. So whenever the enemy laner approaches, you can't just be like an NPC, like right-clicking the turret and letting go. Whenever they approach, you have to give them some distance and some time to see like what they're doing. Because if we just barrel into the turret here, then Jax gets too much damage off. So auto, W, Q, auto, and then his Bork is procced. Okey-doke, and then he dodges the Q. Flash away from the E. Q. We always want to be auto queuing. We don't have to, like, it's not that important to spin the Q that fast. Auto Q, E, kiting. Close. So yeah, like that was very, very close. If we just have another auto attack or another Q, then we probably win that. Also, if we land our W, if the enemy's trying to dive onto you, then you want to be putting the W like on top of yourself, basically. You don't have to cast it where they are. You need to pay attention to like where they're going. Okey-doke, so let's see how this Baron plays out. If you find yourself not winning games, it's probably because we didn't end up in the bot lane as Yorick. If we're not getting a successful split off, then yeah. Okey-doke, so we have Deadmans running at them. We don't want to use our dust like this. We always want to be setting up the dust for like whoever our team is focusing. Okey-doke, and then nothing can really happen here. Our jungler's dead. You should just be pathing bot. There's nothing else to really do here. Okey-doke, and then same deal. Like this team fight sucks. It's not gonna happen. Our jungler's dead, our support's dead, and our AD and mid they just want to farm, so we should just be going bot here. All this movement doesn't do anything. Okay, dust, W, Q, auto. Goodbye. Goodbye, misfortune. Dust. Dead. Okay, and then let's skip to this last play here. So 207 CS. Game really fell apart through the AD support and jungle here, so whenever our team really loses, like you really have to avoid any team fights and really get a successful split off. So all this action mid lane, mid game really sucks. If we identify that the Jhin, Leona, and Master Yi are hard losing, then it's totally fine to not group with them, even if we don't have TP, and just try to get a split off, because if we're pulling the enemy towards us, it gives them time to farm and get back in the game. And then if they don't come towards us, then we just win through split through, taking the turrets and then taking the inhibitor and then trying to get something off that. Okey-doke, so we're split pushing with TP. Even though they're pushing here, this is totally fine. Until they're like on the Nexus turrets, with the state of this game, it's totally fine to keep pushing. Okey-doke. So Viego comes top. We have to try to win at all costs. So like you have to try to lead the attack onto this Viego. We can't just back off and TP. Like we're not gonna defend this. Yeah. So in these sort of situations, it's like try to all in the Viego and kill him, and then like keep pushing. You know, you're not gonna defend this given that it's only you and Jhin. So yeah, you played out the lane okay in the mid game. One thing I can say is don't group with team when they are losing. Just keep splitting. Always keep splitting and gain more resources for yourself so that whenever you do participate in a team fight, it's really meaningful. And then fourth, like when the game is on the line, all in one direction, like defend or split. Since you were already here, it's like just keep splitting. Like it's not going to be a winning move here, but like try to keep that concept, like just go for it and then see what happens. So yeah, hope those tips help. Good luck on improving. Good luck on your climb in season 11. And yeah, alrighty. Peace.